First of all, congratulations on taking advantage of the opportunity to study abroad as a Keenan-Flagler student. Though the logistics of searching for meaningful summer employment may feel daunting, rest assured that your global experience will likely be one of the most valuable and fondly remembered of your time as a UNC undergrad. With a little advanced planning, thoughtful outreach, and flexibility, you can be successful in both realms and hone the skills that will help your job searches for many years to come. One of the reasons why you likely chose to become a Keenan-Flagler student is to have a successful career in business. Studying abroad should be a bonus, not a hindrance, to helping you achieve your end goals. The good news is, today's employers are seeking culturally diverse and experienced employees who can work effectively in an increasingly global workplace. You are setting yourself up to be a great match for this expectation as long as you know how to stay organized, harness your experience, and communicate it effectively. We are now going to provide some clarity and instructions regarding the internship search timeline process and resources you need to be aware of to ensure you are making wise decisions and staying on track. As for the relative bad news, it should be no surprise that in going abroad during an academic semester, you will miss out on career fairs and other events put on by both Keenan-Flagler and University Career Services. Before you go, you need to be prepared for this reality and feel confident in what you will need to do both before you leave and while you're abroad to give you the best chance possible in securing an internship in the upcoming summer or post-graduation job. If you are going abroad in the fall semester of your junior year, you will miss opportunities to interact with recruiters for consulting, and many large firms recruiting for functions like marketing, operations, and corporate finance in person. You will also miss the two largest career events on campus, Symposium and the Fall Internship Expo. Spring semester has become a vital time to be on campus for sophomores interested in investment banking, as companies are recruiting sophomores to commit to internships for after their junior year. There are also many internship recruiting activities in the spring semester hosted by smaller companies recruiting for the upcoming summer. Career treks and info sessions occur during both semesters, and you should talk with a career advisor about your interests to align your timeline appropriately. That said, if you plan ahead, you can make up for missing these face-to-face interactions. The first thing to do is get organized. Managing the job search process from abroad presents some unique challenges and distractions, so having a well-organized plan before you go is very helpful. If you are completely new to the internship search process, you might want to review the Path to an Internship presentation on the intranet. This presentation can help you understand the value of an internship and consider the important factors that play into your decision of which internships to pursue. Once you have somewhat of an idea of what you're looking for, it's a good idea to set up a strategy meeting with a UBP career coach. You can schedule this meeting through the intranet, and we can talk through your plans and help you organize. UNC's Handshake portal for job postings and on-campus interview signups is a dynamic system with many functions that can help you in your preparation and throughout your search. Luckily, as long as you have internet access, Handshake access should be just as simple abroad as it is on campus. The Handshake calendar will show you any info sessions and employer events that are already scheduled. These events are added regularly, so be sure to check this resource often. If there are events scheduled that you know you will miss while you're abroad, go ahead and find the contact information for the recruiter to explain why you won't be there. We will talk a little bit more about that communication in a few minutes. You can favorite employers and the opportunities to come back to later. The cool thing about Handshake is that the more you use the system, the more it learns about your interests. By favoriting employers and positions, the system will learn your interests and subsequently suggest opportunities for you when you log in. This tool will be your friend even more while you're abroad than it is on campus, so it's a good idea to get familiar with the functionality and get it working for you now. Once you have figured out what types of internships you are interested in and set up Handshake to help you search, the next step is determining target employers. You may already have a few ideal employers in mind from your own research, past info session attendance, positive reviews from peers, etc. Particularly, since you will be abroad, it is important to search broadly for opportunities. Remember that there are only a few internships available with elite firms, but a great internship is one that allows you to develop relevant skills, meet and learn from people who want to help you grow and succeed, and gain insight to help you move forward in your career, either toward or away from the industry you are testing out over the summer. A smaller company can sometimes give you far more flexibility and responsibility in an internship setting as opposed to a larger company, so keep this in mind when you are going through your internship search. The employers you favorited on Handshake are a great start, but don't feel limited by what's on there. It is an awesome resource, but not the only way to find opportunities. Check out the acceptances file on the UBP intranet. This file provides data and contact information for students who have accepted internships over the past 5 years and have offered to serve as resources for current students. Check out the companies you are interested in on LinkedIn and scroll to the right to find similar companies that have some commonalities. This may open your eyes to a place that you haven't thought of before. Once you have a few companies in mind, use the upcoming strategies to conduct timely outreach, and then be sure to stay open to the opportunities that may come your way through networking and learning experiences while abroad. Your list should be ever growing and changing, but it's good to have something to start with. Use Excel to keep track of the companies you're networking with and applying to, along with important dates and contacts, so you can maintain your high level of organization throughout your search. Informational interviews will be one of the best ways for you to gain relevant insider advice and add to your professional network before, during, and after your study abroad experience. The more people you make a point to have conversations with about your current goals and summer internship, the more people will essentially be on your team for this process, looking out for opportunities, putting in good words with recruiters, and providing support as you apply and prepare for interviews. In truth, you should treat your handshake resume drop as the last step in your application process, not the first. Before submitting, you should be conducting independent research, crafting your materials thoughtfully, which we will talk about later, and getting your name out there with the help of your professional network. In many companies, recruiters aim to have a core group of potential interviewees in mind before they even look at the resumes after the handshake deadline. You have every opportunity to impress a recruiter in this early manner while you are abroad. As a reminder, informational interviews are short conversations over the phone, via Skype, or in person if conducted before you go abroad. Their stated purpose is to learn about the career path, current role, and organization of your conversation partner, and gain advice as you pursue related opportunities. In the best case scenario, they are a low-stakes way to get someone invested in your internship search and ideally provide insider tips and even pass your name and materials along to the right person. You can find more guidance on informational interviewing by reviewing our informational interview workshop presentation on the internet. So who should you reach out to for an informational interview? As you can see from the image here, networking begins with people you already know. Talk to them about your interests. You might be surprised to find that your uncle's neighbor works in the industry you are pursuing, or your roommate's older sibling did an internship at the company that you like. Your next step might be to search for UBP seniors who just completed their internships, as they will have the most up-to-date advice on their company's recruiter information, interview experience, and summer expectations. Use the acceptance and spreadsheet available on the internet to find students who recently interned with your firm of choice. Similarly, recent college graduates who interned for or currently work for an organization, or even if they are just in your industry of interest, are great low-hanging fruit for informational interviews. Other Keenan-Flagler alumni or UNC alumni from other programs who work in your choice industry or organization are often willing to give back in this way as well. The best places to start in searching for alumni and their contact information are the Keenan-Flagler Alumni Directory and UNC's General Alumni Association database. Both are accessible via the Career Development Additional Resources page on our intranet. You can then cross-reference your current employer information for individuals you find interesting on LinkedIn. LinkedIn will be the best tool in seeking additional professionals and relevant roles to reach out to. You may be surprised at how many agree to take the time to talk to you about what they do and how they got there, and provide some insight on your search. Another critical relationship in the recruiting process for internship or full-time opportunities is with campus recruiters. These are the gatekeepers to opportunities for students, and they do a great deal of work to determine who would be a strong match and who is just a name on a piece of paper. Since you are likely to miss any in-person opportunities to show your interest in your favorite companies, you should be reaching out early and often to recruiters to let them know that you will be abroad, including the time frame, and that you are interested in their firm specifically and why, and engage them on how to proceed in their internship application process based on the research you've done to this point. You can ask about their openness to conducting virtual interviews or adjusting the timelines so that you have an idea if interviewing with their company is even an option for them. To find recruiter names and information, first check the employer's page and handshake. Another great source of direction is current seniors who worked there this past summer, as they will have recently interacted with a specific recruiter or two to be able to pass along their info and ideally pass along your info with a good word to the recruiter. Obviously, Skype and phone interviews may be ideal for you at this stage, but there are certain employers who simply choose not to interview candidates over Skype. If this is the case, they will likely indicate this in their handshake employer profile. Make sure you check this before asking for a virtual interview, but otherwise the topic is fair game. However, even if they offer this option, many employers prefer to meet with students in person before making a final decision. You may want to ask what the timeline and process would be if you were to move forward to an on-site interview. It's very important that you're open and honest with your intentions to study abroad when talking with recruiters, as you do not want to schedule an on-campus interview and just hope they can do Skype or an international call to conduct it. Even if you've already made arrangements with the employer for Skype interviewing, it is important that you alert UCS of your Skype needs so that everything is ready for your interview. Additionally, please work through this process before your interview time. Do not wait until the last minute to notify UCS of your Skype interview. To complete your Skype interview, you will want a quiet, uninterrupted space, and you will want to ensure that the employer can hear and see you. Make sure you've tidied up your background. If you're in a study room, this shouldn't be an issue. But if you are taking the call in your room, make sure there's no dirty laundry, posters, or other distracting items in the background. The best background is a solid colored wall. You will want to test the technology before your interview if at all possible. Ask a friend to Skype you before so you can test your camera and microphone. Even if everything seems to be working properly, always have a backup plan. Make sure the interviewer has your phone number and you have theirs so you can switch to a phone interview if you have an issue. Make sure you dress up all the way. Don't wear pajama bottoms under a suit and tie. Students have shared stories of being asked to stand up and turn around before, and while that is rare, you don't want to be the one caught without appropriate attire. Unlike a phone interview, the employer can see you, so you don't want to have notes scattered all around that will force you to look away from the screen. Use Post-it notes to jot down ideas around your laptop screen. That way you will only have to glance away slightly. Finally, try your best to look at the camera, not the screen. Simulating eye contact as much as possible with your interviewer can help you connect. As I mentioned, missing out on FaceTime with recruiters can put you at a disadvantage, so you will need to work extra hard while you're abroad to keep in touch and keep your name in their minds. This doesn't mean you should email them every day, but make sure you are touching base throughout the process so they know you are still very interested in their company. You can also continue to talk with our career coaches while you are abroad through Skype, phone, and email. Our contact information is at the end of the video. Just email us to set up a time for an appointment. And of course, keep in touch with your networking contacts. Keep an Excel file to track your interactions with networking contacts, as this is a great way to keep tabs on when you last talked, details of your conversation, and any action items that may come up. As you go through your study abroad experience, keep your internship search and overall professional development top of mind. You know you will have interviews coming up, and you want to share your experience with confidence, enthusiasm, and clarity. Use reflection to think about the skills you are gaining. Flexibility, communication, cultural understanding, and recognize those moments as you go along. Take advantage of the opportunities to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Oftentimes, this is where the magic happens, and those moments may end up being the most impactful of your study abroad experience. Keep a journal where you can reflect on those moments in your time abroad. Not only is journaling a great way for you to process your own learning, but it also could come in handy later when you're preparing for interviews and looking back on stories you may want to share. Use our virtual tools available on the internet to prepare for the application process. You will need to spell out clearly and convincingly on your resume, in your cover letter, and during your interviews the fact that you are studying abroad. What that means for your ability to attend in-person networking and interview opportunities, the reasons you are abroad, and how it will help you as a budding professional and your interest in connecting with them virtually and eventually in person in your search process. Of course, when you return, there will be a great deal to process from your experience. Attend the UBP's Reentry Workshop to share your experience with others. Think as a group about the benefits of your program, and practice transforming your experience as a true asset in your internship and future job search. Additionally, talk about your experiences with anyone who will listen. The more you discuss your study abroad semester with others, whether they are fellow students, professors, or family, the more you will learn about yourself. Their response to your experiences may make you think more deeply about a particular aspect or could help you recognize something that was truly unique. The more you discuss and reflect, the more impactful studying abroad will be. Ideally, you now have some great ideas and encouragement for how you can move forward with your internship while abroad. Look back over this video and your notes and decide which steps you would like to add to your to-do list. What can you do in the next 24 hours, capitalizing on your motivation to get organized? What can be done this week or next? What larger goal can you set for the month ahead? Breaking up your search into manageable goals with personal deadlines can really help you fit this process into your busy life as a student and world traveler. The most important factor in whether or not you will have a manageable and fruitful search while abroad is your own ability and willingness to plan ahead, get organized, and put in the work it will take to succeed. Though the strategies we covered today can help smooth out a bump in your road to an internship or job, the time, energy, and effort you dedicate to this process is what will determine your ROI. If you find yourself getting stuck or needing motivation or direction, reach out to an advisor so we can help you sooner than later, and be sure to check out the many resources that will still be available to you through Keenan Flagler and UCS, including coaching appointments. Thank you, and best of luck in your search. We can't wait to see you when you return to McCall, ideally bringing back with you both the priceless global experience and news of securing a fantastic summer internship or full-time job. Bon voyage!